Have you ever just wondered what it really takes to build a website? From the ground up? Well, today we're digging into the fundamentals, the stuff that never goes out of style, using a classic guide that made the web make sense for millions. Let's dive in.
Right from the jump, the author, David Crowder, lets you know what you're in for. He's basically saying, look, this isn't going to be some dry, boring technical manual. It's all about making powerful tools and ideas feel fun and, most importantly, accessible. And honestly, that's the spirit we're going for today.
So where does any great project really begin? Not with a line of code, not with a cool design, nope. It starts with a plan. Part 1 is all about laying that crucial groundwork, the blueprint for absolutely everything that comes after. This is it. This is the first and maybe the most critical question you have to ask yourself. What is this site for? Are you trying to sell something? Are you sharing your love for vintage sci-fi movies? Is it a portfolio to get you a job? Your purpose, your why, is going to guide every single decision you make later. When you know your why, all the hows just get so much easier.
I love this part because the guide really pushes you to think about your audience as actual people, not just, statistics on a chart. Think about it. What kind of clothes do they wear? That might give you a hint about the colors and styles they'd like. Do they use a lot of slang or formal language? That tells you how to write your content. It's all about creating a space that feels like it was tailor-made just for them.
All right, with our blueprint in hand, it's time to start laying the first digital bricks. This next part is all about the foundational building blocks, the two core languages that, believe it or not, pretty much every single website is built on, even today.
First up is HTML, and the guide has this brilliant way of explaining it. HTML is the skeleton of your page. It gives it its bones. It's the headings, the paragraphs, the bullet points, the links. It's the actual substance and structure of all your content.
So, if HTML is the skeleton, then CSS is the clothing. It's the style. CSS is what takes that raw, bony structure and makes it look good. It handles all the colors, the fonts, the spacing, the whole visual vibe. And here's the really genius part. You keep them separate. That means you can completely change the look of your entire site just by changing the CSS file, without ever messing with your actual content. It's a total game changer.
Of course, a website is way more than just text, and picking the right image format is so important for making sure your site loads quickly. So, if you've got a simple logo or a little animation, GIF is a great choice. For a beautiful, complex photograph, you're going to want to use a JPEG because its compression keeps the file size down. And for most modern graphics, especially if you need a nice, clean, transparent background, PNG is the perfect all-around choice.
Okay, now we get to the really fun stuff. Having a page with text and images is great, but adding features is what makes a website feel dynamic, alive. This is where we go from being a flat document to a truly interactive experience. And you know what? Adding these kinds of things can be shockingly easy. The guide points to tools that were popular back then, like cooltext.com, where you could literally just follow a few simple steps to generate a professional-looking logo or button. It's the perfect reminder that you don't always need to be a professional designer to make your site look good.
So, how do you make all those cool elements actually do something? Well, that's where JavaScript comes in. And you don't need to be a coding wizard to get started. At its core, JavaScript is just listening for things the user does. We call them events. So, when someone moves their mouse over an image, that's an on-mouse-over event. When they click a button, that's an on-click event. This is the secret sauce that makes websites feel like they're responding to you.
Okay, so you've built it. It's beautiful. It's interactive. It's amazing. Fantastic. Now, how in the world do people find it? This part is all about getting noticed by the most important gatekeepers of the internet, search engines.
Here's a fascinating little history lesson from the book. Back in the day, a popular design trick called frames could literally make your site invisible to search engines. It's such a great reminder that the technical choices you make have a huge impact on whether people can even find you. The same idea applies today, just with different things, like making sure your site works great on a phone.
And the guide issues this really stern warning about trying to cheat the system. These old-school tricks, like hiding a bunch of keywords by making them the same color as the background, they just don't work. The folks who run search engines are smart. Their whole job is to find good stuff, and if you try to trick them, the fastest way to get your site completely erased from their listings. The real takeaway? Focus on making great content, not on gimmicks.
So, we've gone from a simple idea to a full-blown interactive site. Now for the final leap, turning that project into a business. This last section covers the essentials of opening your very own online store.
When it comes to selling things online, there is one rule that is more important than all the others. Make it easy. Just make it painless. That means you've got to have a good picture of the product, the price needs to be right there, clear as day, and the Buy Now button should be big and easy to find. Every extra step, every little bit of confusion is a chance for you to lose a sale. The goal is to make it an absolute breeze for a customer to give you their money.
And a massive part of that painless process is using payment methods that people already know and trust. The book mentions big ones like PayPal, which is still a global giant. It also talked about Google Checkout, which has since turned into things like Google Pay. But the principle is exactly the same. Let these big, trusted companies handle all the complicated security stuff so you can focus on what you're selling.
When you really think about it, the pages we create become a part of this massive global digital heritage. Each one is a little example of what's possible. So I guess that leaves just one question. What will you build?